This side Preeti Jaiswal from Parul University. I am EA to Senior Director Mr. Santosh Nair, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome today expert Dr. Neeraj Kumar, sir. Has complete PhD in management and MBA in human resource management with having more than 80 year of experience in healthcare industries. It is an honor and a privilege to have him here to deliver this session for us today. I also welcome to the student. Today we have gathered here to attend the webinar on role of HR in digitalization. I am sure we will enrich by the webinar. Once again, I welcome Dr. Neeraj Kumar. Once again, I welcome to Dr. Neeraj Kumar. As all of you know, for this session, and I request to hand over this session to Dr. Neeraj Kumar. Thank you, sir.
My voice is clear?
Yeah, you are sure clear.
Okay. Thank you very much. And thank you for inviting me for this session. Uh, a very warm good afternoon to everybody. This is a very hot topic right now, comparing the word digitization. The whole world is going towards the digitization, and you must have seen the right now because of COVID-19. Most of the industries were took the advantage of working from home. They are people are moving towards the more inclination towards the technology. They are moving towards the technology now. See, we are still moving towards. I was taking a webinar yesterday for your colleagues in your Parul University, and I repeated the one more thing. I'll repeat once again the points. We are still trying to be human. We are not still human being. We are trying to. We every day we do our give our best shot that yes, we can become a human. And we are also, because our life is full of uncertainty, we need to minimize the risk. We are trying to minimize the risk in one way or other. That's the reason we are giving our best shot. We are being dependent on technology. Yeah, it has its pros and cons both. I will come to that, what are the advantages and disadvantages. But yes, we are going towards the um, more towards the technology nowadays. Now, see, problems are there in our daily life. Problem will be there in our daily life. We cannot remove the problems. We cannot. There is no mantra for removing the problems in life. Yes, there are certain situations where we can minimize the problems or minimize the efforts. But yes, it's difficult to remove the problems in our life. So I'll tell you a small story. There was a donkey who fell in the pit, and when he fell in the pit, the owner tried to take him out from the pit. It was a deep pit. तो बहुत बड़ा गड्ढा था, वो डोंकी उसमें गिर गया. The owner tried his level best, but he could not took out the donkey. उसने donkey को possible नहीं हुआ निकालने के लिए. So then he thought कि I should not leave my donkey. He was been loyal to me for so many years. How should I leave him? So he thought better to that he fell prey to lion or tiger or any other animal in the jungle. I should bury him in the ground. So उन्होंने उस donkey को गड्ढे में मिट्टी डालने लगे वो. So the moment he started putting mud in the pit, गड्ढे में मिट्टी डालने लगा, वो donkey used to shook off the mud and come up on that. Again, the full 2 3 hours 4 hours, the owner was putting the mud on the pit in the pit, and gradually the donkey was rising up. He was coming up the pit, and gradually after the mud all filled up, so he came up the pit and he was moving in the ground. So this is the story with us also. We need to we need to suppress the problems, whichever way, whichever wherever we can do the best. And that was the important lesson for all of us of a human, that we are, how we should tackle with the situation. Now this COVID has taught us many things. COVID has given us a chance to learn and de-learn and relearn again, for all levels, whether you are the vice chancellor of the university, or whether you are the student of the university, or whether you are a 6 years old boy, or whether you are a 60 years old gentleman. Everybody, COVID had taught us a lot, how to upgrade ourselves, how to there has been a reboot button set for all of us. the reboot or the reset button was set up for the human people, for the human beings, where we try to come out of the all these scenario, the current scenario on so in the COVID times. Now, the important factor is we upgraded ourselves, we upgraded our systems, we upgraded professionally, we upgraded ourselves personally also simultaneously. I suggested one more thing in your webinar yesterday, which I'm repeating again. We upgraded ourselves because we wanted to move on. We didn't want it to be stagnant. We didn't want it to sit on one seat and watch the show. We upgraded ourselves. We moved ahead in life. The reason was we moved ahead was we didn't want it to get freezed. If you settle idle at one place, you'll get freezed. So you have to move ahead in water in the life, and nobody likes the stagnant water. So everybody likes the moving water. Everybody would like to sit beside the moving water, because what does the stagnant water do? It is the source of germs. It is a source of mosquito breeding. It's the fungus grows on that. So nobody would like to drink that stagnant water also. Nobody like to wash the hand also if there is a stagnant water. But there is a moving water, you would definitely like to wash your hand or wash your face on it. So life is such a way that yes, we need to move on. Similarly, we are moving towards more ahead of digitization. We are going towards on the higher side, whether it's a medical side. If you see there, the in the current scenario in COVID, the COVID helped us a lot to save lives. In the cancer treatments are coming up in such a nice way, so that the life could be saved. Earlier comparison to that was around 10, 10, 15 years back. So technology is helping us a lot in one way or the other. Now, please remember one thing: the HR is there to help you, to make you future proof, to make you ready for the future proof. It's not the one day affair or the short term affair where you feel that yes, one day you do the job and it's done. It's a slow and steady process, very slow and steady process, where you need to go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Now, role of HR is not only limited to only wage and salary, or recruitment, और आपकी appraisal करने के लिए सिर्फ, that is not the limited role of HR nowadays. Now we need to move ahead. There now the revolution which is going on is a digital revolution right now, which are going on. Now it's a buzzword nowadays. Everybody wants to be updated. Everybody wants to be tech savvy. See, revolution will be there. It was there, it is there, and it will be there. So revolution is a part of parcel. Earlier, in ancient times, we had a different type of revolution. Now we are having a different type of revolution. So, but revolution is there, and we need to go ahead with the revolution. Now, when we go ahead with the revolution, we need to compete with our colleagues or the organizations which are in the market. We want our company to be the best, or we want our agency to be the best in the market through the help of technology as well. Now, when you be in the competition, you have to be moving one step ahead of the technology of your competitors. Then only you can survive. Now, when I say one step ahead, when you are having a football match or a cricket match, the point is you need to win the match. I'm not debating that. But before one step before that is you need to score one more goal in the football than your opponent, or else you have to score one more run ahead than your opponent in the cricket. So that's the way you make the score. That's the way you win it. So in digital age also, you have to be ahead of your competitors to be one step ahead, and where you need to be, the market would be giving you the more value on that, and giving you the more respect on that. Now, see, competition. Competition. You is there when we are on the same page. When I am one step ahead than you, there is no competition then. It's a normal phenomena in personal life, in professional life, everywhere. I have to be your. You need to be one step ahead than your boss to be more, to be the best fit in the organization. If otherwise, you will not become boss. Your boss will be boss forever. If you are one step ahead than your boss, then you can go ahead and take over his seat. So competition is everywhere. Whether from your, you need to today in today's date, some people feel that Gen X, Gen Y, they need to be more competitive than their children's or the grandsons. So they are, because these grandchildren, they are more tech savvy, they are more knowledgeable, their grasping power is high, they tend to adopt things faster, they are adjustable. We sometimes become very what do you say, stubborn on the, not that I will not change, I will, this is the way I should do. 10 years back, today also I will do the same thing. So that will not be fitting in your arena nowadays. You need to change, and change is the constant thing in this world, and that's the common, you must have heard 100 times. But yes, that's the truth. You need to change yourself, upgrade yourself continuously. Now when you are in this competitive world, you need to, I told you, you need to upgrade. And when you need to upgrade, you need to sail in the rough sea. Sitting at the your ship is, wonderful ship, you have spent crores and crores and rupees on the ship, but it's not sailing off, it's just on the, sitting on the sea bank. So no faida in that, no advantage you are getting because of that. How you'll understand how the ship is, the ship has to sail. To understand, you need to understand. And that's the same thing with all of us now in this corporate world. We need to sail and ahead sea. In this corona, this COVID-19 taught us a lot of things, how to sail, how to adjust our radar, how to focus, keep focus, and how to fine tune ourselves. There were so many learning curves we got through this COVID-19. Now people are, when I'm saying technology, it doesn't mean that everything should be on the technology front, or everything should be on the focused on the large scale things. You need to be, precise, you need to hit the bullseye, you need to have a fitter team rather than the fatter team. I have, suppose, the 10 people I have on the 10 softwares which, yeah, I have been running, but none is up to the mark, suppose, or none is giving the proper result, or the on time is frequency is very less. So I need to have a fitter thing rather than the, putting my hands in all the buckets. I should be putting in hand in one place where I can give my best shot. Now you need to be, today's world, you need to be jack of all trades, but you need to be a master of one. I'm saying, when you become a master of one, then you again expand your horizon, and then you become a jack of all trades. Again, you need to expand. So you need to be jack of all trades to survive. Survival of the fittest is the mantra. Now in HR, you have to be political. You have to be a politician. Nothing wrong in it being a politician, but when you become a politician, you have to be with the integrity. Now, ethical compass is very, the problem is today is this ethical compass is being compromised for by people, by youngsters. You need to have integrity. If you have integrity, you will climb the ladder. Now, there's nothing wrong in your being a politically oriented person, but it should be with integrity, and your compass should always show you the true north. Rather than showing other direction, it should show you the true north direction to rise up the ladder. Again, there is a lack of good skill sets everywhere. Wherever you go, they say there's a, skill sets are very less available in the market these days, and there is a talent war. There is a talent war across the world, across the organization. Even you want to play cricket, you want the best of the best talent. You want to play orchestra, you want the best of the best musicians in your group. So talent war is there. Productivity is also plays an important role. Employee productivity, customer satisfaction. These, if you have a good talent, the productivity will go up, customer satisfaction will go up, and also you can leverage the technology because of that. Now, the digitization, which we are, the main thing we are using, use of the digitization is the use of digital technologies to change a business model, and provide new revenue and value producing opportunities. That's a business. You have to change the business model. You have to tweak the business model when you go for the digitization, and it's a very important thing. It's a slow moving process, but it's a process of moving it into the digital business. When you move, challenges will be there, but you will move and you will get the reward. You will get the reward, but you need to have a patience. You need to invest. You need to discuss with your team members and then implement. Now, rewards are there. Everything you do, anything you do in life, rewards will come. Not today, tomorrow, not tomorrow, day after, but the rewards will come. But you need to be focused. You need to be watchful. The direction should be crystal clear. Now there was a king. He tried to test the the skills, or not I'm say skills, the try to see the how much the focus and how much people are thinking in a team for the community we stay in. So what he did is he put a boulder in the main path. He put a big boulder in the main path, and he hid behind the bushes to see whether anybody tries to remove the boulder and go ahead. सो व्हाट हैपेंड इज सारे लोग बड़े बड़े लोग आए, बुद्धिजीवी आए, उन्होंने सारे लोगों ने रास्ते पत्थर के साइड से गाड़ी निकाल ली, कोई साइड से वॉक करके निकल गया, बट नो बडी ट्राई टू रिमूव द बोल्डर फ्रॉम द पाथ. Everybody thought it's not my job, or why should I take the pain of removing the boulder, or this they also thought why should I kill my time, wasting. मैं अपने साइड से निकल जा रहा हूँ, जो पीछे वाला आएगा वो करेगा. So what happened is gradually is, when there was a small farmer, there was a very poor farmer who was passing by. He saw the boulder on the path, and he thought, no, it will be a troublemaker, and for him as well as for the public also. So he tried his best to remove the boulder. After a lot of deliberation, he could remove the boulder. When he removed the boulder from the path, he saw there was a packet lying in the beneath the stone, having some gold coins and a letter from the king thanking him and stating that whoever removed this boulder will get the coin. So, so what I wanted to say is, here you cannot be thinking for yourself, and if you move ahead in life, definitely you will get a reward for reward. Now, digitization has become a part and parcel of our life. It is a everyday process for us. Whether you order anything from Flipkart, Amazon, Swiggy, Zomato, everything is on a fingertip. When you get your tickets, railway tickets or air tickets get done. So, uh, but digitization should not also overpower you. It should not give you a jolt. Also, you have to be cautious. I read somewhere, a son, inquisitiveness son. एक बच्चे ने अपने पिताजी से पूछा, डैडी, व्हाट देयर इन द क्लाउड, व्हाट द क्लाउड्स आर मेड ऑफ, ये क्लाउड्स किस चीज से बनी है. The answer from the father was, I believe, is mostly from the Linux servers. So see the difference. How the things are changing. I repeat the answer. The father said, I believe the clouds are made of full of Linux servers. They made of. So I believe it's a situation basis how you inform anything, or you deal with anything, or you think on anything, or you play on anything. Now, digitization played a very important role in onboarding, communication with employees, and with their families also. During this COVID, there was a lot of digitization going in HR. There's no doubt about it. But this COVID taught us a lot to, how to minimize the workforce, and best utilize the time, and also harness the best capabilities of each and every individual. Now, onboarding was earlier also the big companies. Today also, they all top 5 companies or top 10 companies of the world, you see their seamless onboarding exercise. But yes, in India we are still a little bit behind. We are learning from them. But yes, in Corona we moved from first gear at least to the third gear. I believe we put our gear fast. We learned the importance of it. But what we learned also is the on this connect with the families also. This digitization helped with the connection with the families also. Too often you see, companies want to go for digitization under the peer pressure. आपकी कंपनी ए है, मेरी कंपनी बी है, मैंने बोला कंपनी ए बी वालों ने तो ए वालों ने डिजिटाइजेशन कर रहे हैं, XYZ सॉफ्टवेयर लगा रहे हैं, मुझे भी करना चाहिए. We should not judge, we should not jump around with the competitors' purview, peer pressure, or the markets that we should go digital. We should do digital, we should go digital just because my competitor, my next door organization is doing it, or I want to be the number one. You should think before doing it. Is it necessary according to your organization? How? Now, digitalization certain HR processes just for the sake of it, just for the name of digitization, it's not a good idea doing the revamping the HR processes. Now, it leads to the implementation of technology that doesn't meet the crucial need of the business. It's expensive. You need to shell out the money from your pocket. You have to be careful while doing it. Now, when you go for digitalization, please remember one thing important factor is the human touch factor is next to impossible to remove, and it should not be removed. The human touch, the heart touch plays a very important role. It's a part and parcel, and you need to see when you go for digitization, the human touch or the heart touch should be also a part of it. You know, HR is as I told you, HR is managing like a sports team where you need to leverage upon each and every team member capability and potential. So you cannot say, you be dependent on one person or just a group of person. It's a group exercise. When you play sports, the defender cannot be a goalkeeper, or a goalkeeper cannot be a defender. Everybody has their own capabilities, or everybody has to show their best output to win. The ultimate goal is, to get the things done. And also, you need to improvise on your current techniques and skill, ensure that team bonding is constantly maintained so that outcome is positive. Now, we try to focus on outcome. I agree that outcome should be positive. There's nothing wrong if you get a negative outcome. Outcome is a part and parcel of digitization when you do, but so, or else it slows down the process. Nothing wrong about it, but you should see that, take the advantage of it, how to see that you don't repeat that same mistake in future. You know, now, please be clear, HR need to manage the processes, and people would be managed on its own. Your process should be robust. Your anything process, I'm not talking about only the human resource processes. Any system, any process, it should be robust. It should be, if you manage the process, the people would be managed. If you manage the workplace, the workforce would be managed. Now, HR main role in digitization would be create a wave where would you help people to uplift. The creating a wave would be a major task which HR needs to play. Now, the wave, sometimes it be a smaller wave, sometimes it be a larger wave. But when I am saying wave, it doesn't mean that the wave should be so strong that it drowns the team. The wave should be so strong that yes, you should let the people sail on it. When I say the uplift it, what I wanted to say. Now, it everything has a business impact. When you go for a digitization, it has a business impact. Now, when it impacts, it makes you more efficient, it makes you more effective, and it gives you connectivity. Now, please remember one thing: when you are efficient, efficient is always in the present tense. What you are doing today. When you say effectiveness, it's always in the future tense. You are thinking for the future. So here you need to be both effective. The HR needs to see that the people are effective as well as they are efficient. The efficiency, is a broader term concept. It targets the future. It's a big goal. Efficiency is the output basically. The effectiveness targets the today's goal uh, of what we are doing today. And when you do digitization, you to see where the dots are getting connected. The dot of connection is important. Now, how you should start digitalization? That is very important. What is your focus? Number one point would be, what is your clear goal? That you need to think, why I am going, why my company, or why my department, or why my team member I want to take through a digitization. First of all, establish a clear goal. Number two, you should get everybody on board. You should take everybody consensus to buy everybody's, on the verdict on that before you process. It should not happen, मैंने बोल दिया है, मैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का सीईओ हूँ, आई एम द प्रमोटर, मैंने बोल दिया है. आपने बोल दिया, अच्छी बात है, आपके पैसे लग रहे हैं, लेकिन वो स्किल सेट्स हैं आपके पास जो काम ये कर पाएंगे, या उनको ये समझने का निच है कि व्हाट टू डू नेक्स्ट. So it depends on slow and steady process. First of all, you should have establish a clear goal. Number one. Number two, you should have get everybody on the board. They should be on the same platform when you talk to them, when you make them understand why we need digitization. Third thing is, you need to keep things simple. आप अगर complex करेंगे, तो point is, digitization never helps to complex things. It used to make simple things. You should have a clear code. What is my task? What I want to do? How should I do? And what will I achieve? So try to keep the things very simple. And the fourth is, prioritize ideas. When you get everybody on the board, you keep things simple. Then you will get a lot many ideas. How to do this task. You could minimize the time, or minimize the effort, or minimize the you could out the expenditure. How you can minimize the expenditure. So you need to prioritize the ideas, what you should take first, what you should take next. After you prioritize the ideas, how it will be done, how digitization will be impacting, then you to assess the performance. Whatever I'm doing, whether I'm falling in the timeline, whether I'm able to achieve, or the frequency is matching with the whatever things we are doing. And then you should also create the right culture. Everything you did, you spent thousands and thousands crore rupees on bringing XYZ software, and nobody is using it, or people are giving a wrong feedback about it, people are bad mouthing it. So you need to create the right culture. So I repeat, for to get the started dissertation, there will be six things. Number one, you should have a clear cut goal. You should be having a clear cut goal. You should get everybody on board. Number two, you should keep things very, very simple. You should prioritize ideas. You should assess performance, and you should create the right culture. So these are the five or six things I believe you should have to get started the digitization. Now, what are the advantages because of digitization? What advantages you can take off due to digitization? Digitization. Number one, now HODs will have a better understanding of the team and have a better control of them. If I go in digitization in HR, I come to know what my team is capable of, what potential I can harness, and I have a better control on my team. Uh, in the productivity, if I'm in a factory, or if I'm in a only in an HR, you can say I can understand what things my team is doing, how fast is doing, how I can be a business person rather than the individual person. How can I impact business? How can I help business to grow? Now, please remember, if your business will grow, you will grow. So you need to have a better understanding of because of this. Now, next, what advantage I'm getting with project path and work is getting transparent, and you can clearly track the status of whatever you're doing, whatever things are you doing, whatever field you are, you can clearly track the status. See, you can tangible work is tangible. You can measure the also the advantage you can take is you can measure the task, you can measure the work, the productivity, what is doing. And digitization helps in transparency. Everything is transferable, open books where you can see what has been done on XYZ day, why it has been done, what was the impact of it, what money I had to spend, and what things went wrong, and what we learned from that mistake. Everything is transparent, nothing to hide behind the book, nothing to have a something shasha going on behind the backs कि मेरे टीम का है, मैं अपनी टीम की बुराई नहीं बताऊंगा, ये गलती मेरे टीम के कारण हुई. Yeah, it will help you to move ahead. And also this after transparency, I believe it helps you to create a work life balance. Because of digitization, your work life is too much eased. You're not so much in tension. Everything to suppose today, if you don't know any formula on Excel, you don't know how to do text joint, or how you do concavate, you don't know how to use it, or you how don't know how to use VLOOKUP. You immediately go to YouTube and you see how to use VLOOKUP. Or you want to learn guitar, you can easily know what the six strings are, and what is A string, or sharp, or what is pick, and what is the body and the neck of the guitar. So YouTube is there. Because of digitization, this is happening. We are getting connected fast. The globalization, because of this globalization, we are getting connected fast. But please remember one thing: because of globalization, when you take a good things, you need to take bad things also. It goes hand in hand. When you are getting a profit from this digitization, there is a negative also you are getting. There is also a negative side also. Nothing is anything comes for free, and nothing you need to balance out when you do it. So it will be helping you out to have a better work life balance also. Now, digitization had played a very big role in the past in the HR, in the payroll, leave attendance, recruitment. It had played a role and still is playing a very important role. But now the chatbot has come, and there it has reduced half of the workload of HR. You need to check your leave. You don't have to go to HR or log in from the uh, your portal every day to leave, see how many leaves I have, which day, which I did. Your chatbot is there to help you out. Because of digitization, you can mark your attendance wherever you are, geofencing, or is there. Wherever in the country you are, you can mark your attendance from there also, and HR would make you present. And also it has helped in learning and development. When you go from task one, you complete the task one, you need to go to task two. You are allowed to go to task two when only you pass the exam of task one. It doesn't happen that automatically it takes you to task two. So because of this technology, you are learning, number one. Your learning is helping you out to grow, as well as you are getting connected, you are becoming. When I'm saying learning, and it doesn't mean learning on the only for yourself. When you learn something, definitely you cascade that information to your colleagues or your family members. Or suppose you are learning xyz or you're learning a new language. So it doesn't mean that when you learn a new language, you keep it to yourself. You'd like to speak to with your colleagues, or you speak to your son or your brother or your father. One thing is you want to show your talent, another thing you need to boast of. So that's fine, boast of, nothing wrong in boasting of. I'm not against boasting of, but yes, if you should boast of when you have something in your as a part and parcel in your kitty. But what I wanted to say is, yes, it makes life simpler, the connectivity is faster, it life is moving in a good way. Now, digitization mainly helps the HR, or you help you overall in analyzing the data, what we call at analytics today. There's You have launched one policy, HR policy, that's fine. But what is the impact of policy? Does your team is liking that policy? Does your team is encouraging that policy? Or so the data plays an important role to understand, how good are you, how bad you are, or how you can improvise. So data, you have lots and lot of data that yes, I have already 10% attrition rate every year. That's fine. That's the data you are getting. That's perfectly good. But how you are utilizing the data to curb the attrition. So data plays a very, very important role in, and that you get through digitization. And suppose you want to know how many male and female I have in my organization, or you would like to know how many people will be retiring next year, or else you want to know how much which boss which department people are the most who are leaving the job. you know so then you, instead of catching the employees, you need to catch the boss. Why your department employees attrition rate is high. Whether you are not able to be a good, you are become trying to be a good mentor or a coach, or else you are a very fussy boss, or else people are not learning anything from you, or you take extra work hours from them, whatever it may be, 100 reasons, but data will tell you. Now the next thing digitization helps us is in increasing the accuracy. We need to hit the bullseye in every sphere of life, and the accuracy is increased if you get the data and if you go for digitization. I am not saying that manual work doesn't helps you, but it will be, if a manual work goes 99%, digitization helps you 100%. So why not be the best in the market, the best in the world? So it increases the accuracy. This digitization is helping us to create the workforce for future. Now future, we are dead sure that everything will go on the technology part. So you need to, we are trying to make the base, the workforce from today. Now you see that today's child who has just taken admission in the school, they know how to work on the laptop. They are very smarter than you. They know how to open a mobile, and how to open a child's site where you can see fun videos. So you're creating the workforce of future when you go for digitalization. It also helps in building the employee experience. So when you join in an organization, it's not for the money. Money is important. I'm not debating money is important. You join, but experience is also important. And if you are happy, then only you will grow. You will keep the customers happy, and you will keep your colleagues and surroundings happy. So what is the employee experience you are having in your organization? That digitization can only help you. Now, suppose my boss and comes me, asks me, Neeraj, are you happy working here? What should I say? No, no, sir, I am very annoyed. I'll be leaving job tomorrow. I will not say. I'll say, yes, sir, I'm happy, I'm enjoying. I will not give the true feedback, when asked by my direct boss. But if you go through the, surveys, if you go through the data, you'll come to know where you, and if you go to the suggestions, ideas, when you ask the suggestion, when you ask the ideas from the employees or the colleagues, then you come to know where we are lacking, where we need to go up. Digitalization also helps in increasing our efficiency. In the longer term, it helps you to see that what goal you need to achieve in the longer run, and how you can become a subset of it from today only. Always a societal objective is also involved when you work in a society or you work for a company. When a company works also, it doesn't work alone. It has a societal objective when it works. So it increases the overall the efficiency, the workforce planning, the workplace planning also gets improved. That these days there are technology which can tell you whether you will be staying in the organization for a longer run or for a shorter term. They will study you, they will study your emotions, they'll study your body language for some duration of time. It's not that it's a one day affair. They will study that, and they will let you know, yes, this person will stay in the organization for the longer run, or else he has the leadership quality or not. There's a face detection also. Technology is very high nowadays. Even for biometrics, you don't need to push the thumb. You can show your face and it will mark you present, whether you are wearing a cap, whether wearing a specs. It all detects very clearly. So innovation is happening. This digitization is leading you to innovation. Innovation is every day new innovation is happening, and it's a proven fact. When the unemployment goes up, the same self-employment is also goes up. So it's a fact, it's a known fact. So nowadays, when you see due to COVID, many unemployment happened, but self-employment went up in a major way. People came with a lot of innovation, small things. Even for small kids also, if you see, they have come with so many innovations nowadays. So people are moving ahead with digitization in so many ways, which is helping you, all the departments, and HR is playing a very important role. Now, when you say digitization, it also helps in the technology is helping me in people's understanding people and their performance. When I'm telling you understanding people, I'm trying to understand the people, not only his professional but his personal capacity also. The 360-degree approach is being judged here. The technology, the digitization is helping me to understand the 360 degree of a human being. When I'm saying I'm judging you, it doesn't mean my boss is only judging me. When I'm being judged, I'm being judged by my each and every person who is in coming in contact with me. Whether it's a housekeeping guy in my organization, whether it's my colleague, whether it's my boss, everybody is judging me when my performance happens. So it doesn't goes only to my boss, it goes to my juniors also to rate me, that how good as a boss or I am, how good a friend I am, how good coach I am, how good a mentor I am. So you have, it is helping out. If you go verbally, manually, it is impossible to record, it is impossible to keep a track also. Now sometimes the boss also plays an important role in, I'm sorry, it plays an important role in this. Now what happens is, sometimes it happens that I have been getting throughout in my life outstanding in communication. Suppose a hypothetical example, or else I am getting 100 out of 100 marks in teamwork every year by year. And suddenly, in this appraisal, I saw that my boss gave me only 20 marks, 20% out of 100. So when my super boss would analyze the data, he would see the data for last 6 7 years. Neeraj has been outstanding in performance throughout the last 5 6 years. What went wrong in this 2 3 months with that he has got 20 only out of 100? There's a steep downfall. There's a steep downfall in my work performance. So how it has happened? How it has happened? So when he analyzes the data, he will come to know whether I have a. Then he will definitely call me and ask me and try to understand whether I have a family problem, or have a problem in working at boss, or have some timing problem. Then I'll vomit my thought process. Then I'll share. But how it happened, because of the records it was in the past, my boss was able to see me where I was going wrong. So, or else what happened wrong? So either the boss has to correct, or I need to correct, or something has to be done. But Again, I'm saying, see, digitalization help you in getting the data, but the human touch, the heart touch was important, where my boss called me, had a discussion with me, understood me what I want, where what I don't want. Now, also this technology is helping me to guide me where to go. Which direction should I go? Whether I should go in the north, south, east, west, central. I have to go in some direction, positive side, which side I to need to go. So it shows you the path. Digitization also technology helps in talent acquisition. When I'm saying in talent acquisition, I'm not saying that exactly the computer will take your interview. The human touch is important. But when I say talent acquisition, at least it will help you to sort out the data. Suppose for a post you have received 1,000 application, and you want only male candidates. So the automatically the technology will sort out the male candidate. Suppose you want to say, I want 8 years experience guy. Again, technology will help you to bifurcate the data and give you only with 8 years experience, or they say only I want from the the vehicle industry people or the transportation industry people. So that way, talent acquisition, your time is reduced. See, drastically, you don't need to go sort out CV one by one, see it, open it, and but at least in the last, you need to take interview. That's a human touch. You need to analyze people on the grounds, whether he's a performer, how. Excuse me, please. I'll have water. How a person is behaving when dealing with the when you deal with face to face. Also, technology is helping you to give us real time feedback. You go to McDonald's these days, you go to you they ask for your feedback immediately while going out. The smiley faces, the tough faces, the happy faces, or you come out from the mall. So you come to know the real time feedback, where we are going. The technology is helping you to correct yourself. You understand what is the areas where I need to focus, where I whichever areas we have put our fingers, how to need to improvise on that. It needs to be constantly move up. Technology is always, you need to add up anything, something or the other every day. So the real time feedback you will get when you from the employees, if you launch anything or new software in your organization, you launch a mobile app, you will get a real time feedback. And HR plays a very important role to make people understand how this will leverage your life, how it will help you to grow. Technology is also helping me to do a reverse mentoring. It doesn't mentoring doesn't mean that I am 18 20 years experience, so I can be mentor to you. You may be 1 year experienced person, but you can be also a mentor to me. It's called nowadays in many organizations, reverse mentoring is being followed. As well as now this is also happening, that reverse mentoring early doesn't mean it can be only in the or same organization. Person sitting right now in Africa or sitting in the Australia can be my mentor. A junior guy who he can be a mentor for me if he's sitting there. So reverse mentoring is also possible because of because of this digitalization, and we should take the advantage of it. Now, learning and development is also, the bridge is very reducing because of technology. You are teaching people. Nowadays, doctor don't experiment much on patients. Earlier, you learned by experimenting on the patients to how to do this operation X, Y, Z, whether it's ortho or cardio operation. Nowadays, you have dummies. I mean, the I'm talking when I'm saying not dummies in the sense of technology front, I'm saying, where you can operate on the computer. You can, if you punch your blade cuts the nerves, the blood oozes out. On the software you need to operate, and you learn how to operate on a patient, how to do a heart operation also before touching any patients. you know which we call in the medical world a simulation lab, where you simulate the patient and you need to operate on the mannequin, and it will give you a similar voice. It will give you similar feel that how this patient is getting operated. So you learn a lot because of technology. This is happening. The doctors are learning fast. The coaching is being happening thousands and thousands kilometers away from you. The technology is helping. It's there to connect. Please remember, technology is there to connect us with everybody. It's not there we should isolate. I've seen people touching, getting in foreign. I have learned people get in touch with their father, mother if they have a trouble. Suppose I'm sitting in this room, I'm operating in my laptop, and some problem happens, then I will go to father or call up in Skype and saying, Father, I'm facing this problem, how should I correct it? But this is not the problem, this is not the point to sorry, what I wanted to say is, not technology is there to connect you, not to isolate, to connect you, that I should not go in that room, the second room where my father is there, and ask him. You remember, or else I should not remember him when I'm facing the problem in getting connected in the laptop, or my some Wi-Fi is giving me problem. So the technology is helping you to connect, not to isolate. Please remember that. Also, we need to celebrate the success. Technology is helping us. Also, it's making us remember to connect. Like today is your birthday, today is your anniversary, today is X, Y, Z. It's helping us to connect. It should not happen that when we are in trouble, then only we should get connected through. You should take the advantage of technology. That's the negative side of the technology we are seeing these days. People are, instead of wishing, going home and wishing a person, we are wishing the person, on the uh, Zoom call or on the Skype or on the WhatsApp, but we don't trying to connect one to one. We don't want to go to market. We order everything on the big basket. These are the problems we are also facing. These are negative sides of the digitization, or else utilization, or I would say, the technology power. This is also negativity. Now, what important factors, where you fail, because the digitization fails because of, two, three things I will say. One is the weak leadership. If the leaders are not strong, it fails. If there is a skill gap, you fail. And if you don't have a strategy, you fail. These three factors play a very important role in, turning the everything into fiasco. Your leadership, when I say leadership doesn't mean only giving orders or sitting on the chair or in the position. When I'm a leader, I should be a balanced leader. I should I should lead my team. I should, be example for my team. It's fine. That's the basic qualities of a leader. But I should show path. I'm agreeing to all these things. But I should also see that I can also go back and be a follower for somebody. Also, I should see that I should have a sense of gratitude and a balance for the people team I'm working with. And if somebody is not, I can be a mentor, I can be a coach also, and I can handhold the person if somewhere is gap is happening. Skill gap is very important. It depends on the geographical area you're sitting, the money packet you have in your to pay, your mission and vision of your company. It all plays a very important role, when we go for digitalization. So you have to, three things again, I'm repeating, you have to be very strong in leadership, you need to reduce the skill gap, and you should have a clear cut strategy to win in the market. you know you आप तभी मार्केट में जीतते हो जब आपके पास स्ट्रेटजी हो, आपके पास strategy is whatever is written in the books, and tactics is what you implement. So first of all, you need to have a strategy, and then you need to have the tactics. Now the summary, the entire summary I would like to wind up or say is, overall in this entire scenario, you need to take risk. Risk taking is very important. Survival of the fittest is very important. You need to take risk whichever way you want to, but you will only survive if you take risk. आप साइकिल चलाना जब सीखे था, आप लोगों ने सीखा था, तो सब लोग, कोई ऐसा बंदा बंदी नहीं होगा जो अग्री नहीं करेगा वो गिरा नहीं था. सो या आपने गाड़ी चलानी सीखी तो आपने कोई ना कोई गाड़ी को जरूर ठोका होगा कभी ना कभी. So when you take a risk, you will move forward. Nothing wrong if you get a jolt, you fall down, but you need to rise up and go ahead. In this scenario, if you are not moving ahead, please remember you are decaying. You are decaying by default. You will feel, no, no, no. My colleague has from 10% growth to 20% growth. He has gone to 100% growth. He has gone from the last year, but I am okay. I am at 20% growth. Please remember, if you are at 20% growth and your friend is at 100% growth because of technology, you are not at status quo. You are decaying because the gap is now huge. Now from 100, he'll go to 120, 150, 190, and you will still be at 20%. So you need to, you will be decaying. So you need to take risk, number one. Number two, you need to move out of your cocoon. The butterfly, when the hardship the butterfly takes to come out of the cocoon is very toilsome. It's very, very toilsome. सपोज यू ट्राई टू हेल्प बटरफ्लाई एंड यू कट द कुकून की मैं आप सोचोगे कि यार मैं ह्यूमन बीइंग हूँ, कितनी तकलीफ हो रही है तितली को, इसके ककून से निकाल देता हूँ मैं, आई कट द ककून and little bit cut kar dunga so that he'll have a space to fly. But you remember one thing: when you cut the cocoon, the butterfly never learns to fly. The reason is, all the fluid in its wings, the body doesn't, equally distribute to the wings, and it becomes a pulpy thing, and the butterfly doesn't know how to fly. So, so you need to move out of the cocoon. It's your important point that you should know the art, how to be, what time, how much effort to put, and how to fly. You need to challenge the status quo. You need to challenge the status quo. आपकी कंपनी में सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है, डिजिटल, आप लोगों ने दो तीन डिजिटल सॉफ्टवेयर ले लिया, एवरीथिंग इज फाइन, आई एम ओके विद दैट, बट यू नीड टू चैलेंज द स्टेटस को. यू कैन नॉट गो अहेड विद द स्टेटस को. आप जस के तस जहां पे खड़े हैं, आप सोच रहे हो कि दिस डिजिटल, आई स्पेंड 3 crores on my technology and buying that, and I have made my all my departments tech savvy. That's fine, that's very good, you a wonderful job you have done. But what next? How to move to the next level with a human touch? That will be an important factor. Now, please remember one thing: the ultimate decision maker in digitalization will be your customers. Now, customers, I don't want to say it means external customers. Customers can be, internal customers, and it can be external customers as well. So you have to see that, you have to make ensure that, that it is as per their, taste, as per their requirement. You need to understand the market when before you go for digitalization. You need to take a sample survey, or you need to, do the random sampling, whatever you do, but you need to see that you need to see that ultimate decision makers are your customers. Now, I would like to say that, whatever you think, digital transformation isn't optional. You cannot say that it will be optional for me. ऐसे ही चलने दीजिए, काम चलते रहेंगे जिंदगी भर, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. You cannot say that. If you want to be, grow, you want to be fitter, it's not an optional thing. You have to take this into kitty. Again, I'm not saying that you need to spend crores and crores to become, to fit in the race. You can start with a small race also, or else you can take a small lap, 1 lap, 2 lap. It doesn't need to be you need to go in the marathon only. But you cannot survive out of this. You have to be in the race. You have to go for digital transformation. You have to respect that. You have to honor that, and you have to see that what best fits for your organization. Now, in a world that's digitalization at a fast pace, with consumers, employees that don't know any better than for virtually anything in their lives goes to be digital. HR and employees, simply you can't stay behind. You have to be ahead than this. If it is a very, a very, what I can say, people think that, ठीक है, I will be doing in the next 5 years time the line, but by the time the time has gone, you cannot be lacking behind the race. So I would suggest the HR job is not only to, see that only the operational role, but HR role is also a strategic role. The strategic role where you move out from the day-to-day operations to the futuristic thing. When I say futuristic thing, it is also, you need to decide the future in 2 ways, short-term future and the long-term future. So this is all I wanted to give my thoughts on the HR role in digitization. Any queries, any questions, anything you have from your end, please let me know. I am done from my side, and anything, I would be happy to answer anything or any queries you have, please. Team from Parul University, anything, any questions? Pragna, are you there or you're left?
Hi, Neeraj sir. Amir here, sir.
Yeah,
Hello. Sir,
yeah,
can you
go
hear
ahead.
me, sir?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. Sir, I just actually I've been having some issues with my video and voice because also there are other things happening at the same time. Sir, can you give me a minute? I'll connect through other phone and I'll just get it done. Just a minute, sir.